Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, it is 1:54 a.m. and I was driving around listening to my audiobook. I just went and got a cup of coffee at the Speedway. I got a huge coffee because I'm gonna finish my book tonight. I might start another one. I'm like really into the audiobook thing right now, which I'll talk about in just a second. But I got a 24-ounce coffee. And I don't usually ever put cream in my coffee, but I put 2 of the Cinnabon creamers in there and 2 equal. And it tastes delicious. It's like the perfect coffee for listening to an audiobook. And I had a pretty good day today. I feel like I got a lot accomplished. I'm like looking for lip balm. We can use the Laneige tonight. I'm really cozy warm in here. I went to bed with Alex tonight. He went to bed at about 11. And I set my alarm for 12. And I slept till 1. And I got up and the dogs were all pressed against me. And I was so cozy. And then I got up and brushed my teeth and washed my face and threw on my hat. I did my hair actually earlier because I took a shower. I woke up today and this side of my hair, Darling Jolene Joe, was like, all of this was like sticking out sideways. And I had to be at this recovery commitment thing that I had to do today, this early afternoon, and I didn't have time to change, or I didn't have time to shower like before I left. I just had time to throw on a hat, and it didn't matter. It wasn't anything like that serious, but like, I mean, it was serious, but it wasn't like, I didn't have to look like perfect, you know? But like this hair was like all standing out over here, like on my sideburns, like upper sideburns. And so I'm like taking water, and it reminded me of like being in like, you know, high school or college, and I'm like running late for a class, and I'm trying to like smooth the hair down. I'd forgotten about those days back in the day. So that was my day getting up today, and it was really cold outside today. It's 19 degrees right now. It kind of snowed a little bit and then stopped, and then snowed a little bit. Not enough to stick on the ground. There's still some snow on the ground, but not a lot anymore. I feel better today. I still kind of have the sniffles a little bit, but I don't, but my throat doesn't really hurt as much anymore, and I don't feel like, Mel texted me tonight while I was asleep, and she said, you better get over being sick by next weekend, because I'm going to be in Phoenix next weekend visiting Mel. I'm so excited. She keeps on texting me the weather. The weather keeps on looking nicer and nicer next weekend. I hope it holds, and it's nice so that we can go to or be at the pool and that kind of stuff. Alex is like, it's going to be nicer in Arizona than it's going to be in San Diego. And I'm like, well, you can stay in Arizona with me if you want. He's excited because he's going to go to this music festival. So I got up today and I went and did that. And then I went and got a coffee. And I ran a couple errands, talked on the phone to some friends. I've been listening to audiobooks like crazy. So I am going to talk about audiobooks in a second. But because I was trying to get like 8 books done this month. So I'm trying to read. Well, anyway, so then I came home and put on some candle waxes. Which candle waxes? I just turned on the ones that I had yesterday. I'm trying to like reuse some of the candle waxes that I have. And then I turned on a candle in the kitchen on the warmer. I can't remember. It's a Bath & Body Works candle. It's like apple. And the whole house smelled so good. It smelled like baking for Christmas. It just smelled warm and cozy in the house. And then I did a drama video, and then I did, oh no. I took a shower, and I did my review video, which was over the Sephora Favorites kit. I love those kits from Sephora. I really, really think that those are worth it. I just think that they're very, very cool. And, especially the one that I did yesterday. You know, I very rarely like talk about the review videos over here, or I very rarely talk about the sponsorships that I do, that I believe in. So which are all of them. So let me talk about those for a second. But anyway, yesterday I reviewed the Sephora's Gimme Some Lip Balm. If you like lip balms, go watch that review. It was $29 that I got online, and it was totally worth it. I think I tried to figure out the value while I was doing it, and it came to like $70 or something like that, because there's a Pat McGrath full-size lip balm in there, which is $38, so that's already more than the whole kit. But afterwards, I like finished it, or figured it out, and it came to like $85 or $90 for $29. I mean, it was totally a steal. But then today, I reviewed the Ultimate, it was the Sephora Favorites Ultimate Vacation Kit, and I didn't think it was worth it. It was $40, and I didn't think it was worth $40. They were mostly like samples to try stuff, and I just wasn't real impressed with the stuff that came with it. I mean, it was okay, but I didn't think it was worth $40. So, because really a lot of the stuff that you got was like you could only use for like a day or two anyway. So it wasn't like taking it was gonna, you know, I mean, except for the shampoo and the conditioner, which I said on there, like if I went to like I usually go and like to the Meijer and I buy stuff like before I leave. And I buy like, well, that's actually not true. Like staying in a hotel, I always like get shampoo. I just use the shampoo and the conditioner in the hotel. And then the lotion I use in the hotel. And so I take like a little deodorant, toothpaste. Like I just try to take the bare necessities. I try not to like take stuff I don't need, or that I can use there, if that makes sense. But like I wouldn't spend for high-end small sizes. Like I would probably just buy like the $2 or $3 sizes, like the small sizes. Like I just don't, I mean, I'm going on vacation. It's not like I have to have the best of the best, you know what I mean? So I didn't think that one was worth it. And then today I did a Manscaped sponsorship on my drama video, and I totally love Manscaped. They have the most incredible razors for manscaping, and I mean, a lot of women have asked me if they can use them. I don't know, I'm not a woman, but I will tell you, like, if you have a man in your life, you know, like a partner or whatever, that is interested in having a razor for manscaping, it's hands down the best razor in the market for manscaping. It doesn't cut, which is like a huge issue with a lot of the razors. Like the Braun razor that I had cuts like like you're bleeding, you know, and you have to be very careful. Anyway, so I totally love that. And then the Scentbird, like I even talked about it on my review channel today. I love that scent, and you can go back over my videos the last couple days. All this stuff's linked underneath there. But the Scentbird, like, is so great for traveling, you guys. Like, when I go out of town for a weekend, and this video is not sponsored, but when I go out of town for a weekend, you know, and I take that Scentbird stuff with me, like, for a long week, like in Mexico, I wouldn't take it, probably. Or if I did, I would take 2. But the other thing is, with the Scentbird, like I didn't even say this in my video, but like, okay, one of my apprehensions about taking a cologne like Creed, which is expensive, is that I don't want the bottle to be broken. Like, that's one of my fears, is that I'm gonna break the bottle while I'm gone, and then I'm gonna lose, you know, like while I'm packing it, and that it'll, you know, explode all over my clothes or whatever. And I don't want that to happen. So, like, the Scentbird things are, like, they're already, like, prepackaged in these metal containers, and so they're really safe, plus they're TSA approved. So they're fantastic for just, like, throwing in your backpack or whatever. I love them. I swear by them. And then, of course, the Adam and Eve, but I mean, I think Adam and Eve has something for everybody on there. But anyway, I've done like a lot of sponsorships in the last week. I don't really get that many sponsorships, honestly. I don't really have that many people that reach out to me. I'm getting more, but I don't usually get that many. I get more people like on my review channel reaching out to me and asking me if they can send me products for free to try. And it just kind of depends on what the product is, like if I agree to it or not. Like if it's a product that if it's a product that I think that like the people like that you guys like watching the videos would enjoy just to see, like I will do it. Even if it's something that I wouldn't typically use. But if it's something that like it makes no sense whatsoever, I won't. But I recently got contacted by Oh, just like 3 this week. One was like art supplies, and they're really cool art supplies. So I'm gonna do that one. And then the other one was like one of those like, Alex and I actually did, we tried one of these in a video a long time ago. It was like a Japanese like treat. Like, it's like Japanese Kit Kats and potato chips and stuff like that. It was like a treat box they want to send me. And I thought that would be fun to do on the channel. And then what was the other one? The other one was really interesting that somebody sent me. They were like, you know, we would love to, I was like, oh, this is like really cool. I would love to do this. It was like a really cool thing. Like, now I can't remember what it was. Damn it, Janet, what was it? Anyway. I will tell you what happened today, though. And it's interesting because, like, you know, I have practiced in the last year and a half, you know, being serene, being calm on a daily basis and peaceful. And now it's like when stuff happens, it doesn't affect me the way that it used to. So I was standing in the kitchen today. I was getting ready to go film my videos. And I was changing the battery because my battery charger, I have 2 batteries, and so you know that. So my battery charger is in the kitchen, and it's like up against the wall. Like, when I walk in the kitchen, it's like up against the wall. You know, when I film in the kitchen, it's like all the way to my left. And it's like where I plug in my computer and stuff. And I grabbed the battery out, and I was like trying to do it all with one hand. And my camera fell from my hand, and it like hit the floor. And it hit the floor hard, but it just like solidly like hit the floor. It didn't like hit it and roll, you know, or anything. And I was like, I hope to God I didn't just break my camera. And so I picked up my camera and I kind of shook it like really slowly because I wanted to hear if anything was rattling. This camera, let me just tell you right now, okay, this Canon G7X has been through, I think it's the G7X Mach 2, has been through hell and back. I mean, it used to slide all over. Remember when I would do, when I used to film in here before I had the beanbag, it has been through hell and back. And it doesn't even have, like, I had to put new screws in there from like an eyeglass kit, and I constantly having to tighten them, and it's just, that thing has been through, it has been through it. And so I picked it up, and it wasn't like, nothing really sounded like it was rattling, and I was like, oh, thank God. And then I went to go film the video, and I turned the screen up. So I don't know if you've ever seen me show this in a video. I think last week in my review video, when I was showing the stuff that was like in my drawer and whatever, or 2 weeks ago, I showed like my old Sony 5000 cameras, which are the same way. So the camera that I'm using right now, like the lens is looking at me, but you know how like some cameras have the thing that goes to the side, and so you can tell because when people are filming, they're looking to the side, like over there. Well, my camera goes up like this, so you can't hear it, or you can't see it, but like right here, like right up here, there's like a screen right here that I'm like, I can look into and see myself, right, while I'm filming. Well, the entire left-hand side right now is shattered. It looks like, you know, when they have like a shattered, and it's like the thing that like focuses on my face is not wanting to focus tonight and stuff. Do you know, like, when you see somebody that has like a cell phone that's shattered, that's how it looks. It's not pretty. So I picked it up, and it was so funny because, you know, like, a year or 2 ago, I would have panicked, and I would have been like, oh, damn it, now I have to go buy a new camera, and I don't really have the money for it, and I don't want to spend the money on this. I've been thinking about getting an iPad, and now I can't get an iPad because, you know, like, serious issues, right? Because now I have to get a camera and whatever. And I was like, you know what? It's whatever. I'm fine. I have the money for it. If I have to get a new camera, I'll get a new camera. It goes along with, you know, doing YouTube, that you're gonna have to get a new camera every once in a while. And I actually think if you do YouTube as much as I do, and you have to think about this, right? Like, I film 3 to 5 videos a day, okay? One of which is a vlog. And I'm filming upwards of probably an hour and a half a day, 365 days a year. Like, that's crazy, right? The amount of time and mileage that I put on a camera. So the reality that I might have to get a new camera every year it's really not that great. I mean, it really shows like how much this camera has stood up, and the fact that it's working right now, even the little thing that like goes like this trying to find my face is literally going all over the place. But it's really a testament to the camera that, I mean, it's a shattered screen, you guys, that I'm looking at right now, and it's still working, and it filmed all my videos today. So I told Alex, he was like, well, what are you gonna do? And I said, well, I need to get another camera. I mean, like, my fear is that I'm gonna put it in a backpack to travel somewhere, and then I'm gonna get there and not have a camera, because like the whole screen's gonna shatter or something. So I have to get another camera. But, and the back of it won't close all the way. Something is bent. Something bent up. So it won't close all the way. But I can still use it for like vlogging and stuff. I mean, it still works. It's not like it's not working at all. So this is one camera that I can keep. Unlike the other two. The other two, the Sony Alpha 5000s, those were completely, they were gone when I had to get the new camera. So it is a testament to this camera, you know, but that it lasts that long and films that much on it. But that was that. And you know, it's so funny, like I said, because like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I would have been like, I would have allowed it to ruin my day, and I just don't anymore. It just, you know, it is what it is, and it happened. And it's like, you know, my old sponsor used to say, you can't cry over spilt milk, and he was like, Peter, you know, you always want to like, you know, like be upset about stuff that happened, you know, like yesterday or 2 weeks ago. He's like, you can't change it. He's like, you know, you got to focus on what are you going to do about it now? What are you going to do moving forward? And, you know, I feel like I've really learned that lesson. And I was talking about this in my Peterisms video today. I filmed an entire Peterisms video on Sunday and last Sunday and didn't even post it. So since I have my book club this upcoming Sunday, I'm going to try to pre-film my videos for that. I'm going to try to pre-film my videos for Sunday so that when I'm done with my book club that I can just relax with Alex for the rest of the day. So now I have my Peterisms video done. So I have a review, my booktube, and a drama video. But I think I already know what I'm going to do for that anyway, for Sunday to film. So yeah, so there's that. Because we have the book club on Sunday, and I just kind of want to enjoy Sunday, you know? And get excited about going to Phoenix next weekend. But anyway, oh, that just reminded me, I finished cheer tonight. Alex, so when I got done tonight, he got off work early, and he was like, he texted me, and he was like, what are you doing, babe? And I was like, well, he texted me, and then he called me. And I was like, I haven't even started, I got my videos like started really late today, because I'm having to take a shower and stuff. I just finished my review video, and I was like, I've got a couple more videos to make. I was gonna make a booktube video today. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna go with Sarah to go shoot to find a dress. And I was like, okay. So he went to the mall with Sarah, and then afterwards he texted me and he was like, how much longer do you need, like until I come home or whatever? And I was like, maybe that was when I still had 2 more videos. I said, I still have 2 more videos to make. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna go over to Sarah's house for a while, whatever, just let me know when you're done. So I was like, all right. I said, just enjoy yourself, because I'm just gonna get this stuff done and take my time. He said, okay. So he ended up staying over there for a while. They just kind of hung out, and he was doing this picture for his Instagram, and she helped him with that, and they were just kind of relaxing. And he had gotten Chipotle earlier. He asked me, he was like, do you wanna go get something to eat? And I was like, no, I wasn't hungry then. I was gonna try to eat healthy today. I didn't end up doing that. So, yeah, but I ended up watching Cheer. I finished Cheer. I had the rest of episode 5, and then I watched episode 6, which was the Nationals at Daytona. So I finished Cheer. I was telling Alex, I said, you know, like going into 2020, and I know that these are kind of like corny goals for some people, but like I said, I wanted to watch more movies. I said I wanted to watch more series on Netflix, because I feel like these are things that people do all the time, but I'm just constantly like, go, 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 right? That I wanted to like really do more of the things that I enjoy. I really wanted to enjoy just living my life, you know, and just enjoy the things that make me happy. And I was telling Alex, I was like, I have watched so many it's this end of February, and I've watched like 5 Netflix series already, you know? And, I'm really enjoying it. And I'm like already trying to figure out what I want to watch next. Well, I actually think I'm going to start watching Mindhunter. But I was going to start watching The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, but I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to get the book by Margaret Atwood, and I think I'm going to listen to it first, because she just came out with a sequel to it. So I think I'm going to listen to the book and the sequel, and then I think I'm going to watch the show on Hulu. I asked Tanya what she thought. She said, I think it's going to upset you. She goes, I think you're going to have issues with that show, but she's like, you know, it's a good show. So I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, that was my day. And then Alex came home and we hung out and we talked for a little bit. He's got meetings tomorrow, so he's got stuff he has to do. And I'm just gonna make videos and stuff. And then I think he's going out for a friend's birthday party tomorrow night. And then Sunday we're hanging out all day together. Well, he hasn't decided if he's going out tomorrow night or not. And then Sunday we're just gonna hang out all day together. And then we'll have the book club, but other than that. And then we have our countdown to next weekend. I'm really excited. I'm trying not to get my expectations too high, but like I always get excited about like, I'm really excited about the fact that like it's not gonna be this high. I don't know if my camera is out of focus or not. I'm really excited about the fact that like Mel and I are so just like the same people, and like let's just get some treats and hang around and talk about the book club and maybe watch some, you know, documentaries or something like that, and it's not gonna be anything that deep. Like I'm really excited about that, you know, and we're just gonna be like relaxing and getting to know each other. Like I love those kind of weekends, and making, you know, a pot of coffee and sitting by the fire pit and that kind of stuff. Like I'm really super excited about that. And crazy enough, like as much as I love going to like Miami and Las Vegas, y'all know I love Las Vegas, like this is the kind of weekend that I like really, really enjoy. And you know, Tanya and I and my friends that were in, that are in recovery, we used to do a lot of weekends like this. And we don't anymore because that group of people that we were friends with has just kind of dissolved. I mean, Tanya and I have talked about how we need to come up with a new group of people to start traveling with and do like weekend trips with and stuff like that, but we just haven't, you know? But this is the kind of stuff that we did, you know, we would just like sit around a fire and, you know, and talk and get to know each other. And it was fun, you know, it was like make a pot of coffee and play card games. Mel was asking me if I played Scrabble. I was like, oh my God, I haven't played Scrabble in forever, but I would. I love games. And it's just stuff like that that I think is like super fun, you know? So it's just gonna be a fun weekend. I'm excited about it. Yeah. It's gonna be really, really fun. So, was there anything else I wanted to talk about before I start talking about these books? Where am I at on time, first of all? Well, it's gonna end here in about a half a minute, I think. I'm trying to think of anything else I had today. No, but this cold is really taking it out on the boys. They are so tired. They go outside and then neither one of them really want to go outside at first. And then they go outside and they start running around in the snow, and I don't let them go out for very long because it's cold, but when they come in, especially Boo Radley, he's so tired lately. He's just so tired. And then they'll eat, and we've been trying to feed them a little bit more, and they eat it down. I mean, they're big eaters, and then after they eat, they just want a nap. It's gonna stop. Okay. I actually turned the camera off and restarted it when it was at the end because now the box is on me instead of floating all over the screen. But you know, they're big eaters, and so, you know, after they go out in the cold, they're just little guys, and after they go out in the cold and then they eat, you know, this big plate of, so we put up, you know, they each get about 3/4 of a can of food, and then we like cut it up into like really small pieces, and then we like, you know, put it down for them. Plus they get treats and stuff like that. But we're really kind of trying to like fatten Boo Radley up a little bit. He's always been thin his whole life. He's probably the heaviest right now. Do you know what's really interesting is that whenever we would, he always felt the thinnest. But whenever we would take him to the vet, like even like as like kind of pudgy as Tucker is, Boo Radley would be the heaviest of the 3 dogs, which was always really interesting. I think he's just really lean. The vet would say, like, you know, he seems thin, but he's perfectly healthy. But we're trying to fatten him up a little bit. I always try to do that before he goes to the kennel because, like, they just run and run and run at the kennel. Tanya said they just, like, really don't stop the whole time that they're there. Well, Tucker runs and runs and runs, and then Boo Radley chases him, so they have such a fun time there. But anyway, they've just been, like, you know, coming inside, eating, and then, like, sleeping the whole day. They've been so tired lately. It's kind of funny. They were sitting on my lap tonight while I was watching Cheer. They're so sweet. There's actually a new show, a new series on Netflix that I want to watch about this. Have you guys seen it? About this kid that was killed, and it's about the foster care system or all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I, like, watched the trailer and I read the synopsis about it. It's like, I don't know. It's apparently about some famous case. I've never heard of it before. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Okay, you guys, this is so funny. Last night, I think it was last night, I was talking about how the Audible originals that you get, well, not the Audible originals that you buy, but, like, okay, so for every month on Audible, you get, like, 1 or 2 picks. I think it depends on how many credits you get. So since I get, like, 2 credits a month, I think I get 2 picks. And I think if you get only 1 credit a month, you get only 1 pick. I don't know how that works. But anyway, so you can get different subscriptions. I get 2 credits a month. I buy it. You can buy 1 credit a month. I used to do that, but I found myself buying extra credits, so I just buy 2 a month now. It's just cheaper and it's easier. So anyway, but you get every month, this thing that they started, I don't know, they started it 6 months ago or a while ago, where they'll have, like, 6 books, and they're usually shorter books. They're anywhere from, like, 2 hours to, like, 6 hours. Under 6 hours, like 5.5 or something like that. But they're, like, Audible original books, right? And they're, like, books you can't get somewhere else. And in all honesty, like, they're never anything that interests me. Like, never. And I think that's what I said last night, is that, like, they're shorter, and I was going to try to listen to some of them, but they're just really, like, they're just kind of junk. They're not really interesting. Well, I hadn't listened to any of them, okay? But every month I go in there and I pick my 2 because I'm like, hey, listen, you know, there's not a lot that's free in life, but these are free, so I'm going to take my 2, right? So last night I finished The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. Oh my God, that series was so good. It was so good. I loved that series so much, okay? And I have to say, after starting it and saying I couldn't really get into that book ended up being my absolute favorite of the 3. It was so good. I wish she wasn't going to finish that series, but I think that's I think it's over. It kind of feels like it's over. It was so good. So, when I got done vlogging last night, I finished The Hand on the Wall. And then I was like, well, I gotta start something else, because that put me at 14 books, okay, for the year. I was trying to get to 16 books. Well, I read 9 books in January, so I was trying to at least read 7 books this month. So that would even me out to 8 books for January and 8 books to February, get it? Because I'm trying to keep up with 8 books a month, because that'll get me to my 100-month goal, or my 100 books in a year. Okay. So, I have this book, and it was 2 hours long, and it was one of those Audible originals. And I'm like looking through, okay, I'm looking through like 3 different books. I had pulled into the strip mall, and I'm like looking through these 3 different books, and I'm like cross-referencing them with Goodreads to see if it's something I want to read, and none of them are anything that I want to read, okay? So I had downloaded this book, I think it was last month, called Tanika Jones, and I don't know who it was by, David somebody. But the voice, it's all like a lot of these are like scripts. So So they play like radio shows, which I love, first of all. But I'm like it's about this woman, and she works in a grocery store, and she's got 2 college degrees, and her name's Tanika Jones. And this woman comes in, Tanika Jones, and this woman comes in, and her name is Kelly Smith, and she steals her name. And she, Tanika Jones is Tinaca Jones. And this woman steals her name, and then she becomes like this social media star that ends up becoming like this huge celebrity. So, oh my God, it was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was so fantastic. I was like, I said to myself, I'm just going to start this and I'll finish it tomorrow if I even like it, right? I ended up driving around just to finish this damn book last night. It was so good, right? This is on the heels of me saying these Audible originals are crap. Just remember, okay? I fully take that statement back now. This book was so funny. It's by, I don't watch Parks and Recreation, but it's some actress that's in Parks and Recreation. She played the part of Tanika Jones. Oh my God. I mean, it was like listening to stand-up comedy. It was so funny. And there were some life lessons in it too. Like, there really were, but it was so good. Well, then I'm like, I finished that, right? So today, I'm like, okay, well, what are you going to read now that's short? Because I'm trying to fit in all these short books because I don't want to start a long book before the month is over. Did you get it? Okay, thanks. You can call that cheating. You can call it reading short books. I choose to call it reading short books, okay? Just like some people, for like Booktubeathon, read novellas and poetry books. I don't do that. I read full books, okay? So for this, I'm just reading short books because we're at the end of the month. So then, I'm like looking through the books that I've downloaded, and I usually go through there and there's like some real short synopsis or whatever, and I'll just pick whatever one kind of looks like. It's usually like this, okay? These are your 6 books. There's usually like a motivational self-help book that's usually kind of crap, and then that's like 2 hours, and then there's like 1 or 2, I would say, autobiographical novels. Which this month is interesting. I think it's because of Black History Month, but this month there's one called Me and Malcolm, and the other one's called Our Harlem. And those both look fantastic. And then there's one on coffee. I just picked one book before I left, in case I finish this book I'm listening to. But I haven't picked another book yet. I think I'm gonna pick the one about Malcolm X. So, I think that's what it's about. So I had like 3 or 4 in there. There was this one called Camp Red something. It was an R.L. Stine book, but I thought it was like the whole book was like one story. It's not. It's like a collection of stories. It's like an anthology, and I don't love anthologies. Like right when I'm getting into something, it's over. And then I'm literally holding this cup of coffee. I don't know why. So I have this book, and it was called Body of Proof, and it's by John Ronson. And it was about, now I have to tell you, I like to read nonfiction books. Sometimes, I used to, a lot, I don't as much anymore, about subjects that I don't really know a whole lot about that are kind of intriguing though, you know, like you might educate yourself on something. So Body of Proof is this book. I think it's like 5 hours long or something. I've only got, let's see how much I have left. It's 3 hours and 43 minutes, and I'm halfway through it. Okay, so it's about August Ames, who is a female adult film star, porn star. And I think it was in 2017, December of 2017, she took her own life as a result of her being bullied on Twitter, supposedly, allegedly, because she found out that she was going to be doing a scene with an actor that had done gay scenes. And so she came out and made a statement about it. And then the entire, like, Twitter porn community, or adult entertainment community kind of came for her. And, so it was too much, and she ended up taking her own life. She hung herself. Well, it goes in and it starts interviewing these people. And what's interesting about it is this documentarian who's like English, he says from the like 20 minutes in, he says something about this is not a murder mystery, even though like in 2018 we didn't know, like as they're interviewing people, they think like maybe she was murdered. But he was like, he goes, I'm not going to do that with this story. He was like, we're not going to make you guess until, like, you know, whatever, because this is about somebody's life, which I thought was so humane, and I thought respectful. And he was like, so she did take her life, and this is not a murder mystery, but we did not know that when we were interviewing these people in 2018. So it goes through, and they interview all these people in the adult film industry. They interview, because her husband comes out, and he's got all these issues with it, and then her brother comes out and says a bunch of stuff. And it goes into, like, her mental health issues, and it talks a lot about bullying on social media. This book, you guys, is so interesting. It is so interesting. Although I have to say, the language, there's a lot of F-bombs in Tanika Jones and in this book. Like, they cuss like nobody's business. But it's a lot of, like, interviews, like a podcast. But this book is so good. It is so interesting. And I started it, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this. And I am, like, halfway through. And I've been driving around today, and I didn't even want to go home. I just wanted to finish the book. It's so good. So, needless to say, I am sold on the Audible originals, is what I think they're called. I'll look up for you in a second what they're called, but I'm totally sold on them. Yeah, they're good. And now I'm like excited, and I wish, there have been some months that I didn't even go in there. You go in there, you just pick your free books, and it'll tell you like how many credits you have. Like, not credits like that for your month, but like how many free books you have, and it'll say pick your 2 free books or whatever. And there have been months that I haven't even done it because I was like, none of these books look good. Like, these books all look stupid. And I'm like, okay, you're paying for this. You get this as a free service. There's I don't know if you know this on Audible, but there's all kinds of free books. Like, I downloaded this book called Walk to Run, a lot of exercise books, meditation books, a lot of like breathing exercise books. You can put into Audible, if you have Audible, free books, and it'll pull up a slew of like free books. There's a ton of them on there. So yeah, you should check that out. Now, I don't know how good they are. But these are kind of like, these are high-end books, like not high-end. I mean, they're shorter than a regular Audible book. Well, some of them are actually, I got one, and it's called, I think, Junkyard Cats, and I got it last month, and it's a zombie book, and it's like the first book in the series, and it's like 5 hours and 45 minutes. It's like, it could be close to like, some audiobooks, my audiobook for my book was like 6 hours and 30 minutes, so... And I think it came to like 285 pages. So some audiobooks, you know, are short. A lot of young adult books are really short. But I didn't even know I had those on there until like I saw something on Audible, because I'm like on Audible all the time. I'm obsessed with Audible. While I'm at this stop sign, I'm gonna look and see what this is called. Why are you doing this to me? It's called Originals. And so you go in here, and this month, the February selection, what do James Taylor, Malcolm X, Amelia Earhart, well, I'll tell you the ones I picked. I actually did go in there and pick 2. Ow, dang nation. No, I picked one. I picked the I picked the Amelia Earhart one because I've always been kind of intrigued with her case. And the other one, I haven't decided what I was going to pick yet. I'm going to wait until I can. Pull in. Here, I'm going to pull in right here. That coffee either needed like one less creamer or one more creamer. Do you ever feel that way? Okay. So, these are the books, your choices. Cut and Run, which actually has Meg Ryan in it, and it's about Samantha Dugan and Abe Lally are best friends. They steal kidneys. They have their reasons. Samantha is a professional seductress and con artist with a heart of gold. If she talked about her work, she'd tell you she only pilfers organs for medical research and that she only takes one kidney, and she only steals those kidneys from dishonest people. It's hell on her social life. So it goes and talks about that. And then Malcolm and Me is about in 1960, Ishmael Reed, then an inspiring young writer, interviewed Malcolm X for a local radio station in Buffalo, and the encounter cost Reed his job and changed his life. And it goes into Malcolm and Me, tells her story. And then there was this one on caffeine that looks incredibly boring, and it's about the history of caffeine. And then there's one called Beezer, which is for young kids. Beelzebub, the Prince of Demons, is bored. It looks stupid. Okay, and then there's Our Harlem. This one's 6 hours and 5 minutes. It's long. Oh, wait. And this is about to hear Ethiopian and Swedish chef, TV personality, and restaurateur. I can't get that word through my restaurant. Marcus Samuelson cook with a special guest at the Red Rooster restaurant is to make an audio pilgrimage to Harlem. Listeners will get to know the iconic neighborhood Marcus's home through its food, its history, and most importantly, its people. Special guests join Marcus each late. Okay, that it sounds interesting, but it doesn't sound like anything that I want to read. And in the summer of 1937, Amelia Earhart is the most... Okay, is this the one that I got? Yeah. In the summer of 1937, Amelia Earhart is the most famous woman in the world, a record-breaking pilot, a best-selling author, and a modern woman shattering the glass ceiling in the early days of aviation. And then she vanishes. In Tampa, Florida, 15-year-old Lizzie Friedlander spends her afternoon glued to her father's radio, tapping into the enormity of a world where she longs to travel. Lizzie can hardly believe her ears when she picks up a radio signal from a faraway source that sets her heart racing. Amelia Earhart calling SOS. And so it's about this girl believing that Amelia Earhart is still alive. How long is this Malcolm and Me book? Oh, that Malcolm and Me book is only an hour and 38 minutes. Cut and Run is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Beezer, 2 hours and 8 minutes. Caffeine, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Alone in the Stars is like 2 hours and 4 minutes. 2 hours and 10 minutes. So that Our Harlem is the longest. It's 6 hours and 5 minutes. But that's like a full-length audiobook. More than just audiobooks, Audible originals bring together celebrated writers and performers from worlds as diverse as theater, literature, journalism, and more. As we create more originals, we want you to be the first to hear them. That's why your membership now includes 2 free titles every month. I don't know, maybe everybody gets that. So anyway, y'all know I love the Audible. Oh! It sure doesn't feel like a Friday. I don't know what it feels like. A Monday or Tuesday. It was funny because when I was listening to Tenica Jones, she was like, and she's talking about like her favorite day of the week, and she was like, but everybody knows you don't mess with my Sundays. And she was like, on Sundays, now I felt like this was a sign from God that I'm supposed to be getting an iPad, because I've been thinking a lot lately about getting an iPad. But she said because I always look for signs like that. There are potholes all over Indianapolis, and we didn't even have that bad of snow this year. But she says that she gets up on Sundays and she makes slow roast, hand drip or something, and then she puts on a face mask and she reads her magazines, and she makes a list on her iPad of all the things that she has to do in the week, and then she goes to the farmer's market and all this stuff. And I was like, that sounds like a perfect Sunday. Like, I think that's why I love Sundays, you know? Do you know what I just remembered? I don't know why I just remember this. Did you guys ever see the Woody Allen movie, Manhattan Murder Mystery? Oh my God, I love that movie so much. What is her name in that movie? Oh my God, she's so good. Angelica Houston. Ah! She is so good in that movie. I love her so much. And there's a scene when they're all out to dinner. Have you guys seen Manhattan Murder Mystery? Okay, so Woody Allen and Annie Hall are, I don't know when this movie came out, like in the 90s or something like that. They are, like, they live in this apartment in New York City, and she becomes obsessed with the fact that, like, one of their neighbors was, like, killed. She thinks that there's, like, a murder that's occurred in their apartment building, and, which there has, but he doesn't believe her. He thinks she's crazy. And so they're out to dinner, and she's, like, told Angelica Houston, like, this whole story, and Angelica Houston's, like, figured out the whole thing, and, I forgot all about that movie. But they're always, like, walking around New York City. I love Diane Keaton so much. You know, did you guys see her at the Oscars? Oh, my God. Did she not look fantastic? She still looks so good, and she just still dresses like Annie Hall with the big hats and the overcoats and all that kind of stuff. I love her so much. What a cool lady. I love that she's kind of stayed in New York. You know, I really appreciate when these actors or actresses that, like, get super famous, like, they stay true to who they are. And, you know, like Sissy Spacek, you know, still kind of like living on a farm. Jessica Lange did that for a long time. I think Kathy Bates has done that. Like, they're very into their theater and, you know, living on a farm and not really, I mean, they're just like, they're true to who they are, their roots, you know. I have to say, like, I was really impressed to see that, like, Ryan Reynolds and, Blake Lively. Did you see they bought, like, this huge house in upstate New York to raise their family and stuff? It's like, I think even, like, on YouTube, like, there's this misconception that on YouTube, like, to be really famous or to be popular, like, you have to live in Los Angeles because that's where all the opportunities are. Although I feel like that's kind of, like, going away now. I feel like people aren't really playing into that as much as they used to, but it felt like there was a period where, like, if you were going to make it on YouTube, you had to move to Hollywood, you know, or you had to move to Los Angeles because that's where all the opportunities are. Do I think it makes it easier? Probably. You know, sure. Do I think it's a must? No, not at all. Do you guys, oh my God, I have my own Reddit thread. So, I don't know who started it, but it's really, really nice. They started a Reddit thread, and it's called Good Judies. So, all you need to do is, you download Reddit, REDDIT, and you can just download it from your app store. It's free. And then it was at the end. And then in the search bar, you type in Good Judies, and it'll pull my thing up. And then you can just join it. It's like 300 and some members already. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is so cool. Alex even has his own, like, thing in there. Like, people were like, Alex's hair needs his own something. But anyway, I was like, this is so nice. People are always so nice to me. I just feel so blessed, you know? I honestly, like, never in a million years would have ever imagined this life. I think it's so cool. And I was reading these things over there, and people were like, because it was like, which channels of Peter's do you watch? And most people watch my review channel and my drama channel. But then there was like this one woman, and she was like, my day starts with Peter's vlog. I watch it at 5 a.m. I was living it. Was like, I was like, oh my God. Like, her whole day is spent like watching Peter Monn videos throughout the day. And it just meant the world to me. You know, it's like, I'm just like an average person, just an average Joe like anybody else that just happens to film my life. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that people want to come along for the ride for that, I don't know. I just think it's so cool. I just love it, you know? Yeah, that coffee needs another creamer or something. It's good at first, but then when it kind of like goes down a little bit, it's like, whew. So I think if I finish this book that I'm listening to, then I'm going to listen to the Amelia Earhart book. And then I think that will be the last book that I listen to, unless I finish it tonight, which there's no way. But I think that will be the last book that I listen to for what am I trying to say? For February. And then I think going into March, which is Sunday, I think I'm going to start Butcher Baker. So if you don't know, Butcher Baker is our true crime book for March. And I think I'm going to try to listen to it and get it done before I go to Phoenix. That way, if Mel and I want to talk about it at all, I've got it done. I don't know. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Plus, I really enjoy getting the True Crime Book Club book done first. I have found, instead of waiting till the very end, because then I can kind of like research stuff, and Mel and I can talk about it throughout the month, and I'm kind of in on all the like the jokes and whatever, you know, like it's better that way than waiting till the very end. And Butcher Baker's not long. I think it's like 8 hours or 9 hours long on Audible. I do want to go to Half Price Books though and see if they have it, because if they do, it has pictures in it that you can't see on Audible. So I kind of want to see what the pictures are all about. Well, Mel has it. She doesn't listen to it on Audible, so maybe I could see if she could. I think she got it from her library. So if she got it from her library, God, how'd she get it from her library? That book is so old. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I was listening to a little Shirley Bassey. Oh, Alex is watching the show The Politician, which has Jessica Lange in it, and they were playing that Shirley Bassey song. Oh, I can't think of what it is. Erica Andrews did it at Entertainer of the Year. It was her winning talent. I love that Shirley Bassey song. Now I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it was playing upstairs the other night while I was doing stuff on the computer. Oh my God, you guys, let me make a movie recommendation to you. I was telling a friend today, and then I was like, I don't even know where you would find it, and I looked on YouTube, and it's on YouTube, but it's like in some foreign language with subtitles and things like that, but you should definitely check it out. And that is Educating Rita, and it is with Julie Walters, who was Mrs. Weasley in the Harry Potter movies. So if you've never seen it, you should go check. Okay, I had to pull into this strip mall to change my battery because my battery died and I didn't even know it was dying. So anyway, thank God I have my other battery with me. And I'm probably not going to vlog a whole lot longer because I want to listen to this book. I had to like drive all the way down here, so I was listening to my audiobook for like 3 or 4 minutes. Anyway, I went back to look and see what I was talking about. I was talking about Julie Walters. And she plays Rita in Educating Rita, which I believe is like her first movie that she ever did. It was with Michael Caine. And it's very much like, if you've never seen it, it's very much like, it was one of my mom's favorite movies, My Fair Lady. And it's about this woman that, she comes to Michael Caine to take private lessons because she wants to speak better. It's kind of sad. It's really sad, but it's an empowering movie. I think she was nominated for an Academy Award for it. She may have won, but I don't think so. But she, it's hot in here. But, okay, but over the course, like, you know, like, very much like My Fair Lady, but over the course, she comes to him, though, and over the course of her learning to speak better, she starts, like, reading literature, and then it starts meaning things to her, and then this small life that she had like, she's exposed to other things, and at the same time that she becomes kind of like this person that has found her wings to fly and be empowered in life, and he's given her that, right? At the same time, like, he sees kind of how sad it is that to some degree she's lost this person that she was, that was kind of innocent and fragile and naive. No, fragile is maybe not the right word, but, and it's such a fantastic movie because it's really about, like, you know, as we grow, like, has there ever been, like, an idea of the world, that, like, you know, like, okay, when I met Alex, he was 24, I was 36. And there were a lot of things that he hadn't experienced in the world, you know? And I just remember some of the things, like going to Las Vegas for the first time, you know, was such a cool trip to take with him. But there was an innocence about him. There was like a naivete. And, you know, and I think that one of the things that I adore about my husband so much is that he has kind of retained that, you know, like, maybe not in Vegas. Like, we've been to Vegas enough now that he's an expert on Vegas, you know? But, like, he goes into any situation like that, you know? And, kind of like eyes of wonder, and I'm getting emotional because, like, you know, I didn't really talk about our trip in Mexico, and it's really, like, that trip, more than any trip that we ever took, is such a personal trip for he and I. We just were a mess on that trip. But, you know, if I wanted to stay in the room all day long and read, because I just really didn't feel like going anywhere, you know, he was totally understanding of that. If he didn't, you know, he wanted to sleep until 2, that was fine. And we just were more, I think, than we've ever been before, considerate of each other's feelings, because we knew that we were both feeling a lot of pain from PP's passing. And, you know, I'm a really spiritual person. My husband is not. And they had all of these things set up because we were there for New Year's. So they had all of these things, you know, set up. And he wanted to go to, it was supposed to be this, like, New Year's thing where you wear all white and you go to the beach. And they had, like, some kind of, like, spiritual shaman, like, lead this meditation on the beach. And you were supposed to, like shed, like, all of this, like, negativity and whatever, like, going into the new year. And Alex really wanted to do it, which was interesting to me because, like, he's not somebody that, you know, loves that stuff. And I just was real resistant to it. I don't know what it was. I just was like, you know, I was finding spiritual relief and calling my sponsor and Tanya and crying on the phone to them. And I was watching all of these videos on YouTube about, like, pets passing. And I would find myself, like, Alex and I walked every day on the beach. And we really wouldn't talk a lot when we walked, you know? And I just find myself at times, like, just, like, talking to PP, you know, like, in my head, kind of, and, but he did this spiritual thing, and like, he really, really, really loved it. Like, it meant a lot to him. And he just forever stays open to the newness of the world. He never becomes real jaded. And he just always kind of sees things, like, with new eyes. And I adore that about him. I love that about my husband, you know, that... I think if you can get older and you can learn some things about the world and at the same time not become jaded, I think you've learned a real trick in life. I think Alex saved me to some degree because I think I was headed in that direction of becoming really jaded. And what I mean by that is like really cynical, you know, and really... I come from, you know, a line of very cynical and sarcastic people. And I think there's humor in that, but there's a sadness and a truth in that humor. And I think Alex does a really great job of keeping me grounded and seeing the newness and the excitement about the world, you know, just him, how excited he was, like, talking to Mel and, like, planning this trip that I had no clue about. Like, he was so excited about that, you know, and it's like, I love that about him. Or just when we went and saw Rufus Du Sol the other night, you know, like, he was just so excited. And, I think he's kept me from being jaded about the world. I don't want to be jaded. I want to see the world with new eyes, and I want to be constantly pleasantly surprised and excited. And, you know, I know a lot of people that as they get older, they just become kind of jaded about the world, you know, and negative. I don't want to be that. So the movie is fantastic. You have to see Educate and Read It. It's a really, really good movie. If you ever get a chance. But it's on YouTube. You can look it up. And it's the first one that comes up. And it looks like it has some foreign language subtitles to it. But it's the full version. And I looked, and it's like a good copy of it, too. It's like a good version of it. It just has subtitles, which is totally fine, you know. It actually has subtitles in whatever language it is and English, which is interesting. But it's such a great movie. So, Educate and Read It. If you've never seen it, you should check it out. There's a scene, it's interesting because, you know, he, like, helps her become this person that she's wanted to become, but then she becomes so much more, and he sees it, but it's like he almost is kind of jealous because he can't keep her there, you know? And he kind of judges her, and then she can see it, right? Like, she can see who he really is. She couldn't have seen it at first. She just looked up to him. But it's very much like that feat of clay. When you have role models or mentors, and, you know, one day you realize they're just people too, with faults of their own, you know, and character defects like jealousy, envy, you know, things like that. And she sees it in him. She sees that he has that, you know, and she sees him in a different way. And the role has switched, and now, you know, she's the teacher and he's the student. And I haven't seen it in so long. I'm gonna have to watch that movie again. It's such a great movie. I love movies. I had said that when we went to Dallas. I was going to keep on watching those Star Wars movies because I really, really like Star Wars. And I haven't watched Empire Strikes Back, and I need to, or whatever you call them if you're, like, obsessed with the Star Wars movies. I don't know. I can't remember who I was talking to. I think I was talking to Jason, Melissa's husband, and he was, like, telling me, like, the order I need to watch them and what they're all called and stuff like that. So I know they're called different things by different people depending on how much you love them. So I'll have to go in there and watch those in that order. But I really liked it. I thought it was really good. And I also thought it was like 3 hours long, and it wasn't really that long at all. So, yeah, that's my goal. One of my goals for the upcoming months is to, well, God, finish those Harry Potter books I need to just listen to one a month. And I've got, I think, 3 books left, and then I'll have them done. So March, April, May, and I would have it done. I've got to finish those. I didn't realize how many booktubers have never read the Harry Potter books. I feel like it's a thing I see all over the place now. Booktubers talking about how they've never read the Harry Potter books, which I think is interesting. I feel like when I started on BookTube, all anybody ever talked about was reading the Harry Potter books. I like them. They're good. I can understand why, like, growing up, if you read them or if you read them with your parents, you would absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic. Fantastic for that age group. And I think they're fun to read as an adult, too. But, like, do I think they're the greatest thing in the entire world? No. Like, you know, they're fun to read, but they're long, they're drawn out. I'm not super connected with the characters, in all honesty. You know, it's like the truly devious characters, I was a little bit more connected to them than I am, like, the Harry Potter characters, of which I've read, you know, like 4 long books, but I like the Harry Potter books. Now watch, at the end, I'll be like, I love them, I'm a Harry Potter person. I do want to go to Harry Potter World, though, in Orlando. Alex and I have talked about, he's been wanting to go to Orlando for a long time. Like, that's a trip he's wanted to take. And I'm like, that's totally fine. But I don't want to go to Orlando until we have, like, I have finished those books and movies, because I want to finish the books and movies and then go there, because if we're going to go do, you know, Universal Studios and all that, I want to go to Harry Potter World, and I want to have read all the books so I know what I'm seeing, you know what I mean? That's a trip we'll probably take in the next year or two. Like, I heard it's a really expensive trip, though, so it won't be a long trip, but we'll probably do that. We got to look into that and see when's a good time to do that. I don't love amusement parks. I don't know if I've ever shared that on here or not, but I just don't love amusement parks. Well, first of all, I don't ride rides because of my epilepsy, which Disney and those things are a little bit different. Like, I could probably ride those rides because those rides aren't like, well, like Space Mountain and stuff like that I couldn't do. Like, I can't do, like, ride, like, roller coasters, but, like, you know, It's a Small World, I could definitely do that kind of stuff, right? So, I don't know. But I don't love them. I feel like it's just a lot of walking, and I don't enjoy that. I just don't enjoy amusement parks. I just don't, you know? I mean, if it was like, go to an amusement park and walk around for 8 hours, or lay on a beach and have people serve you Diet Cokes, I mean, is that a question? I mean, you know what I mean? Paint me a snob, but I like to lay on a beach. And then people are like, well, you could do a beach day. And I'm like, okay. Do you guys remember, I haven't talked about this on here for a long time. I became kind of obsessed with it for a while because people didn't believe me when I talked to about it. But when I was a kid, we went to this water park. My dad and I, he took me, so my dad's fraternity brother lived in Sarasota. I've talked about him before. And so we would go down there and visit and whatever, and we would drive over and do Orlando for like a day or two or whatever. But anyway, one year we went to this water park, and I remember we rode like this like not tractor, but we rode this like hay, what's it called? A hay ride. And then it's like this dirt road, and then they dropped you off at the water park. And the water park was like part sand, and it was all like supposed to be about a river, like a river town. And I talked about it on here, and I was like, it was called River Country, okay? And I'm telling people in my personal life, I'm like, do you ever remember this water park at Disney World and it was called River Country? And they're like, there was no such thing. And I said, yes, there was. And it was like kind of built around this like Tom Sawyer-ish kind of idea. And it was like this river water hole, and there was like sand, but it wasn't like beachy sand. It was like it was like a river. It was called River Country. And they're like, no, there's no such thing. Okay, I found an article that there did exist a water park at Disney called River Country, and that it closed down. And they've never done anything with that space. I would love to go and walk around that space today and see it. It was so eerie. Like, I can remember being there when it was open, and it was just really weird. It wasn't like a water park. It had a weird feeling to it. I would love to go there today. Like, I found it in an article about abandoned water parks. Can you even imagine how spooky strange that is? But anyway, I would love to go there today. They've never done anything with it, even though, like, people have requested that they reopen it and stuff like that. But it was really cool. I remember going to it when I was a kid. I don't know how old I would have been going to it. I have no idea. I remember going to Disneyland or Disney World with my dad, but I don't remember how old I was. But I was young. Dream. All right, you guys, listen, it's after 3, so I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to listen to my audiobook so that I've done some long vlog, I've done some long audio, I should be a vocal coach, shouldn't I? I have done some long vlogs in the month of February. Can we just say amen to that? Amen. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to get off. I was like looking at those houses. Sometimes when you see houses at night versus day, and they're like massive. They're like these compound houses. But anyway, I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to bid you good night. You're watching this on the last day of February, so I hope you're having an amazing last day of February. I hope you're having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans, but don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something that will make you proud of yourself when you look back 5 or 10 years from now. I think I'm going to try to go to the gym today. That's going to be my goal on Saturday, is to go to the gym and to eat clean. Those are my 2 goals. Eat clean and go to the gym. My 2 goals for Saturday. And so I'll report back to you tomorrow, and you can see if I did that. And I'll feel better if I do, and I'll be proud of myself looking back on it. You know, one step at a time. And I felt really good when I went to the gym earlier this week, so that's why I want to keep that up. And yeah, do something fun. If you're looking for a new Netflix documentary or new Netflix series to watch, Cheer is fantastic. I bawled my eyes out through the last episode. It was so good. And kind of some unexpected endings, I will tell you at the end, that I was a little surprised to see with some of the people that were on the show. But it was very real reality show, I felt like. I mean, I don't know, because I wasn't on the show. But anyway, do something fun today. Enjoy your Saturday. You deserve it. Take the day off. Enjoy yourself if you can. If you're working, I hope it goes quickly. And I hope when it is over, you can take a bath or read a book or watch a movie or a Netflix show or something. Anyway. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Like I said, though, don't forget to do your thing that will make yourself proud when you look back on it 5 or 10 years from now, or even a year from now. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, and you do your daily affirmations, and you say, I love you. You are valuable. You are important. You matter. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are worthy of good things. And today is going to be an amazing day, and 2020 is going to be your year. Today is going to be so much fun, full of great opportunities, and 2020 is going to be your year to fulfill all of your dreams and be successful and have the greatest year of your life. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how much they mean to you. Just pick out somebody randomly. I've kind of called out some specific people recently. So today, you get to pick anybody. It can be anybody, okay? Your barista, your pastor, it can be your neighbor, it can be your mailman, it can be somebody walking their dog down the street, it can be your mom, it can be your aunt, it can be your sister, it can be your good Judy. It should be your good Judy. We don't say it enough to our good Judys, do we? Anyway, and I love all you good Judys out there. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And most importantly, that wasn't most importantly, but also most importantly, practice random acts of kindness and don't tell anyone. Just do nice things for people and don't tell anyone. And thank you guys for watching this vlog. If you made it this far, put some blue hearts in the comment section below and give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you're still subscribed to my channel, because a lot of people are being unsubscribed unknowingly. And there's a pool over there and it makes me want to go swimming. And it's an inside pool, like a YMCA. And I love you guys, and YMCA. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.